Hi guys, it's reaction time. We've got Khalil Turk and Friends and The Voice Inside. Another week, another Turkish delight release without an album here. I'm not happy. I'm not happy until the album is released, but we do get great singles along the way, of course. This one featuring no other than the absolutely amazing vocalist Steve Overland from FM, of course, and many other projects as well. But man, one of the best voices in AOR and melodic rock for sure. What a voice. And his voice hasn't changed. I went to see FM live about 2, maybe 3 years ago now. Blew me away. And Steve Overland, the power, man, still in his vocals. He's amazing after all these years. I still remember the time I picked up In This Street back in 86. I think it was 86. I still remember it, and that's standing out as one of the best releases. And that's a real class to it in amongst all the sleaze of the LA Sunset Strip. We had this classy British band with so much soul. It was quite a time. And here he is again on The Voice Inside by Turkish Delight. Without further ado, let's do it. Sounds like a guitar solo's come in there, so stopped it just beforehand. His voice, man, just one thing, it's so unmistakable. You can't, as soon as you hear Steve Overland sing, it's just so obvious it's him. He's got a voice like no one. He's got some traits there that sort of remind me of different singers sometimes, and maybe a little bit of Dave Meniketti in there. You know, maybe a little bit of Michael Sweet at times, do you know what I mean, when Michael sings in that sort of lower range, but you can't mistake it is Steve Overland every time. It's just, you wouldn't have to, you know he's in the band for sure, but he just brings something different, man. He brings some real class to every song he sings in. This is quite a fast-paced rocker, actually, which is really great. There's some great guitar work going on as well. It sounds like we're going to get a solo as well. But it's quite frenetic, quite speedy, very melodic, of course. it's a great song, man. It's another addition to everything we've heard of the Turkish new, hopefully, Turkish Delight album coming soon. I think this might be like the 5th single or something like that, which isn't unusual these days. We do get that a lot with Those Damn Crows is a good example of that. I think there was just 4 songs off the album that I hadn't heard when it came out, and that's something that bands do now. We get to hear a lot of the album. It used to be 2 songs, didn't it, or 1 back when I was a kid. That's all you would hear. But man, every song has been great, and I've said this before that I'm not a massive, different vocalist, on a project sort of person. But man, I've got to say, every song I've heard off this has been really varied as well, but really great with some brilliant vocalists as well. Khalil really knows how to, choose some great vocalists sort of, within these great songs as well. Let's not forget this is a great song. Rocking, but so melodic as well at the same time. That's what all these songs are about with Khalil Turk, and Turkish Delight, of course. Amazing stuff, man. Here we go for the rest. Well, I mean, we've spoken about Steve Overland. I've spoken about him quite a bit, but I've got to say, this is like a celebration of music. This is the solo. Wow. I mean, the solo was just out of this world. I love the way it sort of died down, and you had those sort of crushing riffs sort of crashing along, and then you had this sort of like amazing speed and melody there. Almost very classic sounding solo. A brilliant solo. Can't remember. I think I can't remember who was playing guitar on this, but I'll have a look. But Khalil just doesn't, introduce these brilliant vocalists. He gets these guitar gods as well. That was a classic guitar solo, very almost Guitar Hero stuff there, man. And then we had this sort of like very Deep Purple-esque sort of classic rock Hammond organ solo that was just pretty amazing as well. I'm sort of warming to Hammond organ. A few years ago when starting this channel, along with the Iridiates, we started talking about, we went right back to the 70s and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not really a fan of Hammond organ. I never have been. I think it just might be an age thing, you know, growing up in the 80s rather than the 70s. Perhaps if I was like 7 or 8 years older, I mean, sorry, getting confused, and caught the Deep Purple, you know, and all that, perhaps I would have been more of a fan of Hammond organ. But recently, I've got to say, I'm warming to it. It's becoming, as I'm getting older, I'm warming to the Hammond organ. It might be a bit late for that now. We don't hear tons of it, obviously, with new music, and that's what I mainly listen to. But that was a great addition. I think that solo and Hammond organ together probably went on for a minute and a half of that. Amazing stuff. Like I said, like a celebration of great musicians throughout. Big shout out to bass and drums as well on that. Let's not forget those. Amazing song. Absolutely loved it. That was Khalil Turk and Friends. That was The Voice Inside. Let me know what you think of that new track in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.